Absolutely crazy. Well, I guess these guys are already vetoing, so I don't think we really need a break unless you want a couple minutes, Roddy.
No, I
Yeah.
honestly think that Clem is probably pretty okay with just getting this going. And
Clem's probably like, well, I'm ready to actually
yeah.
play some TVZ now. Like,
It's like, do you guys remember when Reynor lost 1,000 Zerglings? Me too. That was fun, right?
well, to be fair, I actually checked at some point. I think a laser left game 2 on 600 lings lost, so it was on the way there.
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I didn't have the feel it was that many. I mean, I knew it was obviously quite a few, but that wouldn't have been my guess. My guess would have been like 400 or so.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show how many you lost, right? So, well, Clem Reynor. Now, dare I say, Roddy, I think we've seen this matchup a couple times lately.
yeah. I mean, like, obviously, the players have been memeing about it as well. I think Reynor lost a match in one of the TSL qualifiers, and he's like, the only reason I lost is because me and Clem are destined to meet, and Clem is in the lower bracket, so now I need to be in the lower bracket too.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
this is definitely kind of the story of this year. I must say, over the last 2 weeks, a little less, right? A tiny bit less.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, they stopped playing. I mean, that's because I guess they both.
they had the final in the Global Clan Invitational. That's right.
Yeah,
I watched.
which was also a long one. Was
Yeah.
was that 4-2 or 4-3?
Yeah, 4-2, best of 7 series.
Which Reynor won?
No, Clem won that
Clem
one,
won?
4-2. Yeah.
I watched that until it was 2-2, and then there was some lag issues. So.
And they also played in the group stage of that event. And then obviously they've been meeting in the Xel'Naga Finest number 3, number 4, number 1, 5.
Yeah, I know, it's actually crazy, right? Yeah, I guess we didn't see them so much lately because they actually both qualified pretty quickly from TSL. So that's been like the online events all week, the qualifiers. So this week I'm sure they'll play like 4 times at minimum.
Now, Wardi, while we are waiting for this show match to start, where obviously there will be an AOC monitor once again on the line that we will actually already ruffle away because Clem already won one, and those were the rules. What is happening with the second point builder of the Wardi, I don't know, Summer League, whatever it's called?
Well, you see, Blizzard rang me up and were like, yo, we actually want to do a balanced test mod invitational. I was like, well, point builder's going to have to go on hold, Roddy, because...
But why wouldn't you invite some of the star players of your point builder then, who have worked so hard for their Wardi point? That's what I wonder about.
Blizzard said we already give enough charity to Roddy when we put on these events, so we don't need him winning the prize money as well.
Ah, okay, like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that Reynolds let Nightshade come in as map 1, and now I remember last time we were talking, he said I was meant to veto for him next time he plays Clem. Because he keeps letting Nightshade come in, but then he doesn't want to. But now Nightshade's map number 1, so I don't know what's happened.
I think he hates Purity Industry, Golden Wall, and Nightshade.
Yeah,
just as much.
He just rotates them around.
Yeah, and he's like, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Today I hate Golden Wall," and then he vetoes it.
All right, well, Nightshade's gonna be the starting map if we get to game 2, which we obviously will. It'll be Everdream. The third map will be Eternal Empire.
I feel like we've been speedrunning the last 45 minutes of this tournament. Like, we were on track for a serious midnight session, This could have gone very long, but... And then Clem decided to go pedal to the metal. Let's go.
Well, I did think that the final was going to be longer with TVZ, right? And then even if it was 3-0, I kind of imagined like 15, 20-minute games where it was like 9, 15, and 5. So... Yeah, I guess we cut like half an hour to an hour off the final, and yeah, I guess.
Are you the host, Wardi?
Yes. Sorry, okay. I saw you saying go. I saw Clem saying go like 5 times. Didn't see Reynor saying go.
No way. So Reynor is always making you host. Is that just like his little thing that he gets joy out of?
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't just. He didn't even ask me this time. I just did it because I know. But he calls me admin and he says, "Admin, please, can you host?" and then if I'm AFK, he says, "Quickly now, please." Like he really has me pinned to the wall on this one. I mean, I have no option really. I want to see the game, so.
Yeah, we all kind of do, right? And we're stuck until it happens. Like my hands are tied, mate. I can host game 2 for you. It was Everdream, you said, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. All right, guys, here we go with the bonus match. The final boss in the left top side. He is 2-2 in final matches so far. He is, of course, representing Clash and Red Bull. It is Reynor.
And he's taking on the Red Terran in the bottom right-hand side from Team Liquid. It is Clem.
No. Is it safe to say that this match is for the 6th position on the Illegal Egg World Ranking? Is that what's on the line?
It may be, right? Because Clem has to have boosted up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then not only will Clem boost up if he beats Reynor, but Reynor will go down. So I think it's fair to say that it's probably an Illegal ranking changer.
Well, that's big. Because that would also be a new personal best for Clem. I don't think Clem has ever been ranked 6 worldwide.
No, I don't think so.
I saw there was a little bit of discussion about that on some of the forums, and I think there's 2 ways to look at it. Some people are like, well, Clem is indeed playing really good, but there's no freaking way you can ever put him that high. He's never done anything offline. And then other people are like, man, how do you think that some of these players are better than Clem? Because Clem is playing out of his mind. And I think there's an argument to be made for both sides. But the one argument I'm not buying is that Clem is not going to be able to show this level of gameplay offline. That's the same what I thought about Serral before Serral became Serral, right? It's like, yeah, I predicted Serral to win every event the year that Neep won all of them.
Yeah.
So I was a little early, but I generally believed, I was like, this kid is special and he's gonna win. And I just kept saying it. And then obviously when he won in Barcelona, he never really stopped with winning. And I kind of feel that I'm not going to say that Clem is going to be the next Serral, right? Because that's outrageous. What Serral achieved is insane. And the same goes for Reynor. But Clem will be able to play just as well offline as he has been doing online. I'm convinced about this. These are not skills that you suddenly lose. Clem is also young. He's full of motivation. I don't think he has a lot of distractions in life. So it's going to happen. For people who think that he's never going to be good offline, you're going to be in for a rough awakening, because he will be good offline, 100%. Maybe not the next event, Wardi, maybe the one after that. I mean, in an extreme case, it's even going to take 3 events, but he will shine offline. That's 100%.
Yeah, it's coming. It's going to happen at some point. Do you see those few Zerglings of Reynor moving out, and nice little grenade to pop a queen down the bottom side a little bit. The 3rd hatchery starting up already, and just going to be seeing the orbital command build, and it's going to be a quick 3cc here from Clem. So it's this kind of off style where you go 3rd cc into a pretty fast start pull because you have the double gas. It's pretty funky. So I've got a little bit of a funny story where I'm not sure what I was casting Clem in, but he was casting him and playing something. It was going pretty late. It might have been the TSL qualifier NA finals against the laser or something, because it was pretty late at night, and he did this build as the opening. And then he takes his gas on the natch. I'm like, oh my god, he's going mech. And then he obviously proceeds to not go mech, and he plays bio. And I'm like, obviously here's me trying to analyze it, being like, well, it's this build, and it's the gas. And I'm like, I'm so confused. Anyway, we come out of the game, and Clem ends up winning 15 minutes down the road. I'm like, yo, why did you take the extra gas? He's like, oh, I forgot I went double gas CC. I thought I just went 1 gas 3cc. And he's just like, yeah, so I kind of had an extra gas, and kind of messed everything up. I was like, well, here's me puzzled out for 5 minutes, and he just made a mistake.
Yeah, no, that has happened in the past as well. Yeah, I think to a lot of us. It's something's like, I wonder why he's doing it, and then you ask him, he's like, oh man, I'm just brain dead. It's tired, okay? And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought that you were onto something here. He's like, no. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, oh, okay. Well, if you don't know what you're doing, then I'm just gonna talk about it.
Fusion Core is about to finish, so Clem's going to open with the battle cruiser. Could be a BC.
Cool, actually, because we haven't seen that yet, right? Oh, I would have lost it. Why didn't he go? And there are a couple links. Actually, a lot of links. It's hard to see with the skins sometimes, right? Over the last few days, I've made quite a few mistakes. When I was like, oh, there's nothing there. And then suddenly he's like, what, shooting? And it's like Marines hidden between SCVs. Oh no, these aliens get surrounded. That's not a good start. And that's a very nice catch for Reynor, but he doesn't get all of them yet, though.
No, if he's still alive as he chases them around, Clem's just trying to get as many lings as he can at this stage. He kind of re-dove back in, but I'm not sure if he could have got out anyways. He just now started up a couple of extra Hellions, which I don't think he wanted to do. I think he kind of wants to play bio with this. And he is going to start the stim pack, so he starts the extra Hellions just because he lost a few. Obviously, he just wants to make sure you can hold the 3rd base because, if you don't have those Hellions, especially when you're building the BC, what else do you really have to defend the 3rd from the Zerglings, right? So the extra Hellions here, and it might even play into a bit of a mind game. If you see even more Hellions as Reynor than a BC shows up, you might start to believe it's really mech.
Yeah.
So,
no, I wouldn't blame him, actually. Who the hell opens up with 12 Hellions, right?
Yeah.
So, makes sense. Hey, I've got a funny question for you, because I know that you were casting as well those days while this happened. if you take a look, take in mind everything that we were just talking about, right? You saw a quick gas from Clem. If you take a look at those Evo chambers of Reynor, right, at his third, what do you think the reasoning is? Oh, you know?
The reasoning? I don't think I know the reasoning, but I've got another funny story about Evos at the third.
Okay. Well, basically, there was a little discussion about this. I know Lambo was on the call. I think Harston, me, and Reynor. And then basically, I was like, hey guys, like, why are you building Evo chambers there? It doesn't. Whenever I cast with pro gamers, I always kind of like to take on the role of the newbie, right? Because people hear my opinion already all the time. So I don't try to take that moment to give my opinion. I just want to let them talk. And Lambo's like, well, like it can be good sometimes. You create like a choke point and stuff. And Reynor's like, He's like, I do it too. But Lambo's like, yeah, I've seen you do it. And Reynor's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know why I do it. I was like, what do you mean? And Lambo starts laughing. He's like, what do you mean we don't know why I do it? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just playing. He's like, I've got the fastest Evo chambers in the West. Bam, bam. And I just throw him down. and we all just start laughing. Like, you are such a clown. The fastest Evo chambers in the West.
Well, and everyone's just placing the Evo chambers down after Reynor, and he's just got no idea why.
It was so funny.
This is brilliant. Quite crazy. I feel like this battle cruiser didn't just. Oh yeah, we did see the BC killing some drones. I remember now.
Yeah. That link run by was actually kind of cool, but Clem had some good marine positioning. As Clem is now actually getting forward already, and we know that this is kind of where he loves to be. We have baneling speed already. Damn, that's fast. It's already done.
Yeah, bane speed just off this fast layer. I think he expected Clem to. I don't know when he took the lair. Maybe he expected Banshees before he had a proper scout or so. I'm not too sure. But yeah, nice fast bane speed, and obviously it does mean he's a little bit slower on the upgrades. He already had Carapace, but +1 melee is a bit slower here, so trading out, and Clemens are going to end up lifting and backing away.
Clemens is going to produce an insane amount of marines at this point. But losing that first tank, we've seen that tank survive for a long time. I gotta say, I love Reynor's baneling movement there. Oh, before! Now he spots those Hellbat. I don't think Reynor was really aware of those units still being there, right?
No.
Because he's just casually attacking the rocks. The BC shows back up. But doesn't really get much done.
The BC is still nice though, right? It draws the queens away from the fourth base, so you're not fighting Queen Ling and Bane, you're just fighting Ling Bane. And then obviously the BC is always annoying because it's just going to teleport away, and it gets the queen, teleports away, it's going to repair, and it's going to come do the exact same thing a few moments from now. So this one BC can find so much value where even 3 BCs might not usually, because there's no corruptors up here, those Banes don't really do much, and now we've got Hydras without any Baneling protection. The Bane's about to finish to the top side. Clem sees it now and will have to start kiting backwards as this tank isn't siege to help out with this, but the splits are done beautiful.
I think it's actually more than good enough for Reynor in the end, right? Because he's really keeping Clem away from where things get very dicey, when tanks start shooting at hatcheries, where he's losing units going in and out over and over again. The only thing is kind of weird, right, is that Reynor, his melee upgrade is so much later than his Carapace. And I don't think that's because of +2, that's because of +1 that he just started a lot later, which must have been a mistake, because obviously everybody loves melee upgrades on Lings and Banes. Clem doesn't seem to be ready for this fight at all, and I think there's way more Zerg than he expected. I gotta say, he managed to salvage that situation very well. Well, I thought he was in trouble there, Wardi, but he wasn't at all.
The lack of creep actually just saved him, right? It allowed him to get around that corner very quickly while the Zerg didn't catch up quite so fast as usual. And then he was off and away. Man, what is it with the Zergs and taking that left side base today? I really don't believe you can hold that.
Immediate flank. The reinforcements are flanks.
Yeah, I guess so. You can run your four Zerg wings in at a time. Yeah.
Well, in the end, Reynor actually has enough to push this back, and he is counterattacking. Those Zerglings did incredibly well against the Marines and the SCVs there, the Hydras. I feel like Reynor should just fight that. That's like 5 Marines.
Yeah, even going through the choke point, you just get on top of it very quickly. Maybe just afraid the BC is going to teleport away anyways.
Clem's doing his best. That BC is actually in trouble now. I don't know if it can jump. It can jump, and it's going to jump back one more time. BC has seen some things. It's living a lot of lives.
Yeah, it's having a pretty good time as you see the Marines and the tanks of Clem still pressing forwards. Rocks get taken down finally as Reynor opens up a bit more space for him to work in.
Yeah.
It's always nice.
Those rocks, they always feel like they survive forever, right? Where it's like, that should have been going down a long time ago, and then they suddenly play such a big role in these fights.
Absolutely. As this was nice from Clem. catches the Ling run by and then cuts the medevacs there in time to save the Marines too. Just, I mean, that little combination was just pristine, perfect.
You know what I think is funny sometimes when I think back of Wings of Liberty, and medevacs did not have boost.
Yeah. How did they do anything?
Well, that's the thing. Like, we were just all very bad. But that's when I think it's so funny when people say like, I miss Wings of Liberty, and I'm like, imagine if the only way you could drop was with slow medevacs all the time, and then on top of that, like, feedback would just insta-kill medevacs, because medevacs always had an insane amount of energy. I was like, that was not good, guys. This is way better.
Tanks firing up on these Banes, which are pretty clumped up, and the Marines going to continue forwards. A lot of Lings going down in the left-hand side. So that's a lot that falls. There's a few more Marines coming onto the creep spread here, so a few creep humans going down. Big counterattack from Reynor. Looks like it will counter to that fourth base rather than coming in as a flank. So that's big, but it does expose his own base for a little while here. And Clem has some reinforcements at home. We'll see if it turns out to be enough.
I think losing a base is not that bad. I mean, Clem is going to take some heavy losses there. The planetary goes down on the other side of the map. 13 SCVs and a planetary. Vipers are on the way, but that doesn't mean they necessarily have energy immediately. Reynor, do you want to go for it? Yes, the other units are coming back as well from the south side, and this should easily be enough for Reynor, right? There's Banelings, there's Zerglings, there's Hydras. Clem is doing whatever he can, and once again, micro that very well. But I think Reynor just has enough.
Yeah, Clem now reinforcing though, and I'd say right off the back of this, Clem's reinforcements have a chance to get a lot done. Vipers are consuming, getting whatever energy possible to try and join this next fight as Clem already on the front lines trying to fight it back, has no creep spread here to worry about. Nice parasitic bomb, but Clem deals with it instantly, pulls away to the side. And here we go, Lings and Banes once again. Roddy pushing forwards, the siege tank trying to do whatever it can as Marines split away off the edge of creep, and there's not really that many Banelings left still. Hatchery goes down and another tank shows up, but a yoink on one of them. Okay.
It's a good call. I mean, Reynor can just obviously take a small moment. Actually drops the Nautilus Cavern during all of this. I would say get a few more Banelings. Well, that base in the left side, Wardi. The drones finally moved to that base, and Clem is like, hey, don't even think about it. Oh no, Reynor didn't send the drones away farther enough. So that, oh no, they're all gonna go down.
Oh, this entire mineral line's getting killed by like a small number of Marines. 15, 17 workers. That's brutal. Hey, the one thing is Clem just attacked his own tank. The one thing that I think is very important to notice here is that Reynor's got very good 3-3 upgrades though, right? And Clem just doesn't. So that's going to be massive in the upcoming fights, especially if you get an Ultra or two into these. These Ultras are never going to die for a little while.
Yeah, we still have only 4 Queens actually, but they can obviously help out a little bit in that process as well. Yeah, 3-3 upgrades close to finishing up. That is very important, but the tank positioning here is good though for Clem. Like, you know, that one tank on the high ground feels safe. Of course, we do have Vipers, so maybe a Blinding Cloud, maybe an Abduct. We'll see what he goes for.
Marines go running to the top side. Gonna get a lot of drones here as well.
Again.
Wow, suddenly you just lose all the drones twice over. Counterattack from Reynor, finding the fresh new base of Clem. He's got a tank and Marines to defend, and the Banes don't even bother trying to go for it, but now the Marines... I just have no idea what happened there. The Marines just ran for the Banelings and they ran right into them. Now all the SCVs in the third base go down.
They're both just killing all the workers of each other. At this point, Clem has only 30 SCVs left. Meanwhile, Reynor still is sitting on 55, but he's been losing the majority of his bases. Now, losing his Evo Chambers is not a big deal anymore. This is the Brooklings. That's why he gets the Evo Chambers there. Blinding Cloud goes forward as well. And Reynor, with his 3-3 upgrades and Kindness Plating, should be able to finally clean this up.
Yeah, there's just these Marines are not having a good time. The medevacs don't have anything. Drops a blind cloud, so you can't even kite in. The medevacs again abducted into Vipers. And yeah, I love the corn. The 15-minute brutaling pop out. Game called from Clem as Reynor picks up map number 1.
You know what's really funny? When I see a single G, obviously that was a cool game with a couple of excellent counterattacks by Reynor. Yesterday I was on Todd's talk show, and Todd did an old school Warcraft 3 edition of his regular talk show, which is called the Town Hall, I think. And basically, I think it was an old Bulgarian player, or it was a Greece player. I think it was a Greece player actually who said it. He's like, yeah, I've been playing some Warcraft lately. He's like, but what is up with people saying single G? And we're all looking at him. He's like, this pisses me off, man. And I'm like, he's like this adult man who's like in his 30s, but now he used to play Warcraft in like 2004. He's like, how dare they give me a single G? He's like, what is this? Where is the respect? And I'm like, well, if that's what upsets you, then you've been meeting the good guys, because the bad guys, they say a lot worse things than the single G. I don't know. I've never been upset over a single G. To me, that's just someone who wants to get out of the game quickly, but then they still give you a G. Like, I don't see it as anything, but I thought it was really funny that like an old school player got really offended by the single Gs.
That's amazing. I just see a single G as someone's like a bit frustrated at themselves and like, well, good game, but like I kind of feel like I messed up. That's how I read it. Yeah.
I never really see it, like imagine that, because often there is like a battle before somebody leaves the game, right? Like it's weird if it like happens out of nowhere. But I feel like we've seen this one before, Wardi. Anyway, we'll talk about the single Gs real soon. In the left bottom side, the man who really has been absolutely fantastic in this tournament series. He has won 4 out of 5 Xel'Naga Finest editions, so this man deserves a big intro. Hailing from France, representing Team Liquid, it is Clem.
Now the top right, our final boss is Reynor. Can he win 2 in a row as the final boss? Let's find out. Obviously, Proxy Rack's coming down very quickly before we talk about this Overlord flying towards it and maybe turning away. The winner of the raffle, congrats to the winner, to the owner of a new AOC monitor, Bokatud.
Ooh. And is he here? Did he claim it?
He was here. He claimed it, I believe, on the first roll even, so good job for sticking around. You did the one thing required of you.
Congratulations. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome, right? You watch a little bit of StarCraft. We've seen Clem dominate again. And you walk away with a monitor. Now, Reynor is going to scout. Last time, they were in the middle of the map. This time, they are in the center. But the first Overlord is still going to see it. A lot later, though, right? Last time, it's a 4-Rex even one.
That is, that is Clem gonna have a bad time here as Reynor. Ooh, he cancelled his gas and he retakes it. Do you think he thinks about getting roaches now?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know how far along the gas was before he cancelled it.
Yeah, I saw it as well. I saw the remaining parts of a cancelled gas, but wasn't actually paying attention that closely. Would be funny if Clem wins with this. Now, obviously, guys, I'm gonna be real with you guys at home. Clem kind of just had it at this point. He's like, this has been a long day of StarCraft. I played game 1, I played my heart out. Wasn't good enough, and it's all good. Clem is just kind of, he's like, I've won the AOC monitor already. We'll let it win. And if I win with this, awesome. Then there's a good chance that he's really gonna bring the fight to Reynor in game 3. But I understand it as well, right? It's late. He has been playing his heart out for 6-7 hours. This is just kind of it. He's like, I'm going to put it all on the line with the 4-Rex. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, it's all good. We still won today. We are the champs.
I love Reynor's read on this, by the way. He's just like, zero cares about this hatchery on the low ground, which suggests that it's like a... Is he really going to come down here and defend it? I kind of like just giving it up against the 4-Rex. Okay, well, let's see how it goes. I kind of like the idea. I thought he was making a good read that it's like a very committed set of racks, and so he can afford to lose the hatch anyways. Queen here, Ling's here, G is cold. Reynor takes the 2-0.
Reynor takes the 2-0, which obviously means that you guys are going to win another monitor, or some of you guys have the chance to win a monitor again next week. But that would have also been the case if Clem won this match, because Clem already won an AOC monitor, and that's the maximum amount of monitors he win. He can win all the prize money he wants, but unfortunately he can only win 1 monitor. So that's gonna be it. I think instead of focusing on the finals, Wardi, I think we can focus on the overall tournament performance that Clem had once again, which was just insane. The kid played so freaking well, deserves all the love, deserves all the hype. It was a pleasure watching him dominate again today.
It's just so fun to watch him play. I feel like he never has... Okay, ignore the last game. I feel like he never has a boring game, right? Like, every time you're watching, like, there's even games he's losing, like, he's making sick little moves, the micro's always on point, it's exciting, it's back and forth, like, he never really goes down without the fight in him, and then obviously a lot of the times he's fighting till the very end when he's winning, and it's just the best kind of StarCraft. It's great.